naka def
yow foo joxee
mbaa def la suma tool balaa wari woon
man de man faa tëhi man
yaa ngi toog di daa dégg son
man faa tëhi di man suma tool bi fa booy baaxatul
xanaa doo dee use engrais fertilizer
ndax man loolu yow wuti ko foofu faa tëhi dem ca dépôt ba dafa wuti fa sori
gis nga mbayum léegi boo amul fertilizer du baax de engrais kenn jëndeetu ko ci def
boo ko jëlee ci dépôt foo koy amee
kay yaa ngi doog a ñëw xam nga Reliance banque bi ñuy wax Reliance
faa koy dégg waaw
kay gis nga boo demee Reliance ci boppam foofu ngay fayee saako yi nga bëgg nu mu toll nga fay ba pare ñu jox la sa receipt gis nga receipt boobu ñu lay jox moom ngay yóbbu nag ca dépôt ba
kon fu ne ko dem ci dépôt ba te yóbbu la kay doo ko am
déedéet
fu ne su ma jógoon su ma xaalis ba dem ci dépôt ba du ma am
déedéet doo am foog nga dem Reliance fay ba pare
waaw
soo ko dem nag ak sa receipt ca dépôt ba waa Gambia Granite Corporation lii la ñu wax
yow fi ne fa nga jëm ni la
waaw fa laay dem bi
kon kay ni jàmm jox la nga jëndaaleel ma ay yow ma de fi di saako doon yàgg te duma ko xam
maa la ko wax de
boo àggee jëndaaleel ma
mbokk yi nii lañ ko bëggee waa Gambia Granite Corporation ñu ne saako engrais $700 dong lay jar muy $200 rek yomb na lool daw leen Reliance bu leen gën a jege si PMS tam dañuy jaay comme ni ko Reliance di jaayee boo fa demee dinañ la jaay te engrais bii pour réew mi kese la bëgguñ mu génn réew mi.
It's a warm welcome to our studios in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with me, Sarah Kamara. In the headlines tonight, the drivers in the Gambia go on a sit-down strike. The people of Fonyi demand justice for Haruna Jatta. Gambian philanthropists donate basic needs to the residents of Nyomi Sika. A house in Fonyi Kampandi caught fire. On the international scene, North Korea promises retaliatory punishment for the South. Brazil COVID-19 crisis spread out of control. Spain lifts coronavirus states of emergency and reopened borders. Those were the headlines, and now the news in details. Star TV went on the streets earlier today to know people's reaction towards the sit-down strike by drivers who want people to know how important they are. The drivers urge the government to provide a garage for them in order to make things easier for them. Maimuna Ju-Fadera files in this report.
Alma Mekinta said that the strike is very disappointing in the sense that looking at the demands that the drivers put forward, it is one thing he cannot understand. He said that establishing a garage for the drivers will not be something easy as the situation is right now in the country.
Even if they are going to provide them with garage, which places are they going to provide garages to? This is an assembly point for vehicle. Are they going to provide a garage here? So I think some of the demand need to be realistic. You see, well, in terms of the full passenger too, they need to consider that the COVID-19 is also what is happening. The toll is on income. When we have these full passengers, what will be the repercussion? They need to sit down and consider those things.
He further lamented that people are impatient with drivers and the demand made by the drivers is not realistic. As a result, this should have been something they should have demanded earlier and not in this COVID-19 period that we are not in total comfort. Alimatu S. Bajinka said that this is quite unfortunate because people woke up early in the morning to go to work and there were no public vehicles to transport people to their respective destinations. However, she said that she will not blame the drivers because it is their right to strike for their demands to be met.
Own up to what you believe in. If at all they are saying that 7 passengers is not favorable, while other private vehicles are carrying maybe 4, 5, overloading their vehicles without any restriction imposed on them. For them, only 7 passengers. I don't think that they are the only person that are able to transit. Are to be put in place. It should be put in place to in every sector should feel it. If at all, it should be all drivers in commercial vehicles. Everybody should face it. That's it. The situation is rather unfortunate, though.
She urged drivers and the government to come together under one umbrella to resolve the sit-down strike issue, which is better than staying home. She added that they are doing it peacefully, and the security sector also should put in mind that the drivers are not here to fight with them or to create tension, but to fight for their rights. Hadinjai also said that this is very sad for her, as she sees no reason why the drivers should embark on a sit-down strike. There should be another way to express their demands, she said. She added that the price of fuel was reduced, but still people pay $10 for fare to certain destinations. So she sees no reason why drivers are on sit-down strike. But Seka of the Gambian Transport Union said that they are on their strike for people to know who they are and how they are important in the country. The drivers thank Omar Sisi. Mr. Seka said that when the coronavirus started in the country, they were asked to stay home, and they did exactly that. When the government announced that mosque should be open, it said nothing about the number of passengers the drivers should carry. Mr. Seka urged the government to look into their matters, provide a garage for them, and also let them carry their normal number of passengers. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Maimuna Juf.
The Fonyi Youth Development Association took part in the third-year charity prayers of the late Haruna Jatta of Kanilai by rendering support to his family and demanding justice for him. The charity took place on Friday at the late Haruna's house in Kanilai. Our reporter Omar Job was there, and he now reports.
The demise of Haruna Jatta of Fonyi Kanilai marks 3 years on Friday. The said individual was allegedly shot by economic forces during a violent incident in Kanilai in 2017. In connection to this, the people of Fonyi and the family of the late Haruna Jatta mourned the death of their loved one and raised concern on his death by demanding answers from the government on what happened to their brother. According to them, they need answers because they deserve to know the perpetrators of their brother to bring them to justice. However, the Fonyi Youth Development Association has taken a step in organizing charity prayers for the late Haruna Jatta. It occurs every year. It is mainly done to assist his family. Ebu Jame, the alcalde of Kanilai, showed gratitude and appreciation to the youth for their laudable initiative. Mr. Jame described the death of the late Haruna Jatta as sad and neglected by the people of Fonyi. They are always asking questions to the government about the death of Haruna, but still now no answers are given to them, he added. He believes that the Fonyi Youth Development Association will be a pushing ground for the government to know that their beloved brother is still remembered and justice shall be served. Beten Sanyang, a village elder, also said that the government is making no effort in serving justice to Haruna's death because if the government had taken its leading role in fulfilling its responsibilities, by now answers should have been raised about the death of Haruna Jatta. The government has never offered a helping hand to Haruna's family since his death, he noted. He further clarified that it is not a political matter but the death of an individual who deserves justice. He said that they are not afraid as they will continue to raise their voices to defend their integrity. Rohi Jatta, the wife of Haruna Jatta, also made similar remarks by demanding justice for her late husband. Speaking on behalf of the Village Development Committee, Mr. Almame Jiba commended the effort of the association and urged the government to look into the issue of Mr. Haruna Jatta to satisfy the curiosity of the villagers and serve justice.
Yearly we do stand in supporting the late Haruna Jatta. It is 3 years, 10 days since he was killed by the Senegalese forces stationed at Kanilai here. So as an association, we deem it fitted that irrespective of whatever, we will stand support and also guide as a family to make sure we support the family. As an association, we brought 2 bags of rice, a gallon of 10 liters with 100 exercise books, 200 pencils, erasers, and a collar, and also 2 pairs of uniform. The purpose of which we see the family as a vulnerable family. We see the boy that is a person who is in need of help.
He further urged the government to look into Haruna's death and reveal their findings because they are still in dark concerning Mr. Jatta's death.
We are raising questions, and we want to soundly raise our voice high that day in, day out, for 3 consecutive years, we've been asking the government of Adama Barrow, we want to know who killed Haruna Jatta. And we want to know, after the killing process, we want to work towards ascertaining the report of his death. We've secured a medical report from the RVTH. Since date, the government has not laid any hand to come in and ask, or either support either cash or kind, or make solidarity with the family. It has never happened for 3 good years. So we ask the people of Fonyi, the youths of Fonyi, the wife and the family, we will continue to ask and continue to ask again and again that the death of Haruna Jatta is still a concern. And today as a day that we will celebrate, we will caution, we will put the government to test, asking questions that we want to know who are the perpetrators of the killers of Haruna Jatta.
The charity prayer was followed by the Fonyi Youth Development Association gift presentation to the family of the deceased as means of assisting them. The gift presented include uniforms and books for Haruna's son as well as food items for feeding. For Star TV, I am Omar Job.
During the weekend, the founder of Gach, a well-known businessman and philanthropist, gave assistance to the people of Nyomisika by providing them with 100 bags of 50 kilograms of rice and a millet machine. Binta Koli was there and she now reports.
Speaking at the presentation ceremony was the Alcalo of Nyomisika, Pa Omar Sonko, who said that they are very glad of the gesture and that the donated items will be properly utilized. He seized the opportunity to call on the government of the Gambia to come to their aid by bringing development to Upper Nyomi. He believes that Nyomi will be like Banjul one day, claiming that President Barrow is ready to develop this country and they will all assist him. Njaga Cham said that it was not a political event, but he had to thank the Barrow Fans Club for the efforts that it has been doing to help Gambians. If you like, keep insulting us or even call us tribalists, but we are here to develop and that is what matters. If they don't follow Barrow, they will never develop, he said. He added that the people of Nyomi did not vote for Barrow, but he is bringing development for them. He promised that in the coming presidential election, Barrow will have no oppose in Nyomi. Mariama Barrow, who spoke on behalf of the women of the village, said they are pleased by the help offered to them by Gach. She lamented that good road is a problem for them. She said that they do gardening and after harvesting their products get spoiled due to lack of good road facilities for people to have access to the village to buy their product from them. She also said clean water as it will help them in their garden. Dembo Samate, political advisor to the president on North Bank region matters, spoke on behalf of the delegation and said that they have no doubt in Sika and the whole of Upper Nyomi that Barrow will win the upcoming presidential election. He said that they are 100% behind Barrow. He assured them that the 86-kilometer road contract has already been given to a contractor and signed, which is why the work will start soon. He advised them to be united and that will help them greatly in the development process. Honorable Omar Dabo, the National Assembly member for Upper Nyomi, said they know that the president held Upper Nyomi with high regards and said politics is all about interest. He added that the interest of Upper Nyomi should be electricity, road and so on. He added that the 86-kilometer road is a clear manifestation that Barrow is for Upper Nyomi. Sanusi Tal, vice president of Barrow Youth Movement, said that they were not there for politics, but instead they were sent by Gach to come and give aid to them. He added that people are just refusing. But the 2021 election is over as Barrow will win. It is when Barrow is ready on his tour that people will know the difference. There will be no second round in 2021 presidential election, he said. The colorful event was graced by many people from the region. The people of the region also show appreciation by giving 2 cows to Abubakar Jawara and the First Lady Famataba Barrow. For Star TV News, I am Binta Koli.
On Friday, a house in Kampanti village, located in the Fonyi district, experienced an inferno ravaging a store. Jacqueline Corey has rest of the details.
The fire incident happened around 1 p.m. and resulted in the destruction of a whole kitchen and a store at the backyard of the house. The owner of the house, Mohammed Bojang, described the incident as disheartening and unexpected. The fire was too much, but with his early intervention, he was able to call for help to put out the fire. He explained that he was at his workplace near the house when he saw smoke coming from the backyard of his abdob as his daughter prepared the lunch. He ran to the house just to find the kitchen and store burnt to the ground. He is with the conviction that the inferno was caused by the fire in the kitchen. He highlighted that all the clothes inside the store and some other materials have been destroyed by the inferno. He urges the public to offer help to his family in either cash or kind. Jacqueline Coley, reporting for Star TV News.
Mbedo ko walande bar fenkil nañ jaxal jang nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi ko jaxal dafa malo mekel ñaadi
ne jambando soto angare ñing ne o soto yake jang ila soto fe ngo fam be yiru wala
je jambando ha wato alhamdulillah sa jambando mo soto la ñaadi le
sa ñing moli abla kata fan kata depo ñinto hani ni futata je depo to sa ñi bu ka wafi de ka kodo ta mo bulu ka boto dila wo bo sa ñi wo botale sa ñi mimbe kering wala ñinti ko reliance ibita wolto ye kodojo ne kodojo reliance ka risitol dia risito ni ngaku matal de wo risito ni niadila e ka wole samba depo nyintu ne risito di yela jambando soto
ko mi ngi yek mo fu nyami ngamoyle nim fana bodo janko denke mbira jambando sanna
GGC wole Gambia Groundnut Corporation wolle be marare nyin jambando la kola andu ila nyin jang ngalo ne nyin jambando ni yake jang ifam ba fola nyela
tumondo bar be jambando ko ele fana ngaji be nim bodo ya mbita wolto mbita sekro direct nim tara ye rek be jambando sanna oto mbaɗigol ñewode ñul natata kana mol dahandi GGC ka jambando data lambole fo dala se ceme worwula he ñomo alten to balde mbati woto nimboru bayta ngata na jambando la ko do jo woto jang san sa mbe wutule ngata fo reliance nganna jambando la ko do joje to ngana risito ta ngata depo wala ngaji be CPMS katu ñindu la fulol de min suriyata na rek nin tara ngajoje benna jambando sotlal al nimbara bak ala baraka. Hey, alhamdulillah. Nyomo alten Dubai. Moro nyina metu abena no sanal.
And now, news beyond our borders. South Korea has urged North Korea to abandon plans to send anti-South Korean leaflets across their shared border. North Korea says it has 12 million propaganda leaflets printed and 3,000 balloons ready to carry them south across the border. It follows a week of worsening retaliation after a propaganda campaign by a group of North Korean defectors. Al Jazeera's Rob McBride report from Seoul.
North Korea says it has 12 million propaganda leaflets printed and 3,000 balloons ready to carry them south across the border. Depicting South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Pyongyang says they represent the wrath and anger of the North Korean people.
We do not have any intention to reconsider or change our plan at a time when North-South relations have already broken down.
Last week, North Korea demolished a joint liaison office on its side of the demilitarized zone, in the surest sign yet of relations unraveling. The office was opened after a successful summit in 2018, which also agreed to stop provocative propaganda moves by either side. North Korea has accused the South of breaking that agreement by allowing defectors whom it calls human scum to float propaganda balloons into North Korean territory. Despite having freedom of speech guaranteed in the South, the government here has tried to curtail these provocative acts. One defector group that had threatened to float bottles filled with rice and propaganda messages into North Korean waters has been prevented from doing so, with this appeal from the South.
The South Korean government has already announced its stance regarding the leaflet campaign. The government is blocking efforts to send anti-North Korea leaflets and commodities. We urge North Korea to stop their plan to distribute anti-South Korea propaganda leaflets. That will only worsen inter-Korean relations.
But another defector group says it will launch a batch of propaganda balloons to mark the 70th anniversary of the start of the Korean War later this week, threatening to increase tensions even further. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Seoul.
Coronavirus infections are surging throughout Latin America, with more than 2 million infections reported. Half of those are in Brazil, where more than 50,000 people have died. Al Jazeera's Alexi O'Brien reports.
Brazil's deep divisions playing out on the streets of its major cities, with some marching in support of President Jair Bolsonaro and opponents determined he should step down.
We are here in defense of democracy and asking for Bolsonaro to leave. This president who usurped the people's power and is committing atrocities. He does not deserve to govern our country.
Protesters are angry at Bolsonaro's response to the pandemic. He's openly disagreed with advice from his own health ministry, calling COVID a little flu, saying measures such as social distancing are costing jobs and are more dangerous than the virus itself. Those feelings echoed at rallies in Brazil's commercial capital, Sao Paulo, where some wore masks showing the president who's often seen without one.
We're here in support of our President Jair Bolsonaro. We want to go back to work. We want support for shopkeepers, support for entrepreneurs. These people here in Sao Paulo today are in support of Brazil.
But Brazil is struggling to beat the virus, with some doctors warning that hospitals are swamped with more than 1 million confirmed infections. Two health ministers, both doctors, have resigned as the number of Brazilians dying or falling ill increased. What critics say is the president's chaotic response has seen local authorities step in to take their own measures. But judging by the crowds at protests and the shops, there's not much social distancing being done. Many say what rules there are not being enforced. On Rio de Janeiro's famous Copacabana beach, Bolsonaro supporters stood with Brazilian flags staked into the sand, where just weeks ago there were crosses laid in protest against the tens of thousands of deaths. The mortality rate among Brazil's indigenous people is twice as high as other Brazilians. The military's been sent in to help communities with testing, but some in the Amazon region say it's too late and accuse the president of abandoning them.
I feel a headache, weakness. Sometimes I can feel it in my heart. I feel weak.
As the virus continues its relentless spread, so too does anger about whether President Bolsonaro is to blame. Alexi O'Brien, Al Jazeera.
Spain's state of emergency has been lifted more than 3 months after it was first imposed to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The country's borders are now open to almost all of its European Union neighbors without the need for quarantine. Many hope it is not too late to salvage the lucrative summer travel season. Al Jazeera's Ima Hawi reports.
The freedom to travel once again, both within Spain and further afield, as its borders with most of the European Union are finally reopened, and one of the longest lockdowns imposed in March to stop the spread of the virus is completely lifted.
I feel good because I can finally go home and I'm not scared to take this flight because there are health precautions in place. I'm happy to be going back home.
Spaniards were told to stay within their own province until now, so with the state of emergency ending, roads and trains to take them further afield soon filled up. Spain's economy relies heavily on tourism. Visitors are now starting to come back, but it will be a wait to see if the numbers are enough to sustain the industry.
It's the first time I've seen this many people, and it's good because we need tourism. If not, we will be in trouble.
But this is much more than just about the economy. For many people, it's personal. Elena, who lives in a care home in Madrid, is now able to see more of her family and more often. It's a long time since I've seen him, she says, after being reunited with her grandson. Spain is trying to move forward from this crisis, but more than 28,000 people died from coronavirus here and remain very much at the forefront of everyone's mind. Emma Hayward, Al Jazeera.
And before we end the news, a recap of our main headlines. Star TV went on the street earlier today to know people's reaction towards the sit-down strike by the drivers, who want people to know how important they are. The Fonyi Youth Development Association took part in the third-year charity prayers of the late Haruna Jatta of Kanilai by rendering support to his family and demanding justice for him. During the weekend, the founder of GAJ, a well-known businessman and philanthropist, gave assistance to the people of Nyomi Sika. On Friday, a house in Kampandi village located in the Fonyi district experienced an inferno ravaging a store. And on the international scene, Seoul has urged North Korea to abandon plans to send anti-South Korean leaflets across their said border. North Korea says it has 12 million propaganda leaflets printed and 3,000 balloons ready to carry them south across the border. Coronavirus infections are surging throughout Latin America, with more than 2 million infections reported. Spain's state of emergency has been lifted more than 3 months after it was first imposed to stop the spread of the coronavirus. The country's borders are now open to almost all of its members, neighboring European Union members, without the need for quarantine. That's all for this edition of the news. Do join us tomorrow for more news, and please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Thank you.